How y'all doing? What's good? Yo, family, what's good? What's good? Family, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Family, what's good? How y'all doing? Family, what's up? How y'all doing? Yo, what's good? What's good, family? What's good? Put this up right here. Whoa, whoa. What's up? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? What's good, family? What's up? What's up? Good evening, family. What's up? How y'all doing? What's new? What goals y'all getting accomplished? What's up? What's up? What's up? Family, what's good? How y'all doing, fam? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We're going to start in under 30 seconds. We're going to start in under 30 seconds. Family, what's up? What's good? Nothing much. Nothing much. Just checking in on y'all. Just checking in. What's good? How y'all doing? Peace and love. Peace and love. What's good? What's good? 1 second. All right, let's get to it. So, family, what's good? How y'all doing tonight? So, pretty much, what I want to say, I really want to start by talking about disputes on your credit, right? Many people come to me and they say, how do I deal with disputes, right? Because, okay, so in one of my private tutorials, I talked about disputes. And disputes is very important because you got many people that want to build their credit up. You got a lot of people that want to deal with the credit game and, enhance their profile and make it better and etc. But collection accounts, inquiries, all of those are hindering their credit report. And it's many ways to go about it, because in my course, I pretty much teach you how to go about, filing the FTC report, then filing the police report. You get what I'm saying? And sending that to the credit bureaus. But just because, you send out those disputes, that don't mean that the credit bureaus won't give you no pushback. That don't mean that that don't mean that you don't have to work no more, because you still might have to go at it. Because even though you might get pushed back one time, I'm gonna tell you something. I had one last account that I was trying to get off my credit report. It was a hospital bill, right? And that been hindering my score for the longest. So I got everything off and I had one more collection on my credit. I disputed it. It came back. I disputed it again, came back, meaning they wasn't taking it off. I did it again, 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 did it again. It all came back. So at that time, I was discouraged. I'm like, man, why does it constantly come back? I did it one more good time with that police report. They took it off. I threw a police report and FTC report on it. It came clean off, right? And then from there, that's when I was able to build it up. Because when you coming from a situation where you damage your credit and you might have okay credit profile, but now the scores might look bad, right? But that's all a part of the process because, most people who do want to use their real credit and everything like that without using that private credit number, that's what the first things you're gonna have to do. So that's what I had to do. I had to start from scratch and I had to just clean up everything off my credit because eventually I got tired of using the EIN for certain reasons, and it has nothing to do just with that. It was just sometimes I found myself building so much of a great relationship until a bank don't want to do business with me because they might would have, ran social security number verification. In certain banks though, not every bank. I got bank accounts still on my EIN number that I opened up in 2022. So it's still open. So I never had no issues with them, but it's just the other accounts and everything like that, right? And as far as buying real estate, that was one way how I wanted to go in because when you buy real estate and stuff like that, you got to have a social. Now, the EIN ain't going to fly due to the fact that every mortgage lender or any lender or any hard money lender or anyone that's investing into real estate, they run social security number verification. So, you got to be mindful of that at all times. And so, with that being said, you're going to have a lot of pushbacks. So during the time when you're building up your profile, when you're trying to make your profile perfect and you're trying to make everything work, it's going to be plenty of times that the system or the credit bureau is going to push it back. But then sometimes you got to even threaten the credit bureaus, threaten to sue. Certain United States codes going to work. Like when I see people using United States codes, consumer law, when it comes to disputing stuff on a credit report, yes, you can use that in United States codes and consumer law, all of that stuff works. But when you're trying to use consumer law in the sense of you be handling a vehicle and you trying to use those laws in order for them to not to repossess your car, they still going to take the vehicle. So, with that being said, I don't subscribe to that. But the other one, while disputing it that way, using your consumer laws and everything like that, that's going to help you in the long run, family. I'm doing good, Sydney. How you doing? Shalom, family. So with APAC, if you do a police report and an FTC report as well, correct. Now, most likely you can get it taken off. You still might have to fight. Sometimes you might got to put an FBI report in. A police report not even good enough. You might got to put an FBI report in. Can you help me to have a credit card to build up for my sole proprietor for a U.S. bank? I live outside the U.S. and I work for a U.S. company. Okay, if you want to contact me about building up your EIN number, just hit me up at 224-463-1848. Again, it is 224-463-1848. Man, I was just 2 hours listening to a guru. Oh man, that's crazy. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good? Yeah. So now for those who credit journey is good and they don't know what's going on, they don't know how to go about it. If you do got a good credit report, set something up with me and we can do a credit criteria. I just did one with one of my students. He got an American Express. And I got over 3 to 4 students already American Express. They got the platinum card. I got one student who using the EIN. No, 2 students use the EIN number. And I got another student who uses social. He got the platinum card. And his brother, he got the platinum card. I got another student who just got the platinum card, and they did it all with a soft pull. So, me personally, I can check your credit. I'm going to look at the accounts. I'm going to see exactly what you got on your credit. Peace, peace and love, peace and love. Talk your way out of that one. Funny, man. It's all fun again until you get in an accident. You don't have insurance. Oh, man, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. How much did they pay total? I don't understand your question. Can I call you directly on the phone? Of course. If you want to call me, don't hesitate. 224-463-1848. The easy section 609 credit repair secret book has helped me. Of course. Yep. So, many of these consumer laws, UCC codes, United States codes is all relevant. It's very relevant. Private insurance. Yeah. Yeah, family. So, appreciate it. So, that's the goal. Yeah, family. So what's y'all questions like? What questions y'all have? What questions y'all might have? How much did they pay to total to get those platinum cards? Um, you don't pay nothing at first. Now, I think a yearly cost, I think for the platinum card, it was like 600. But you're talking about there's no preset limit, so you can get your no preset limit all the way up to 100,000 to 400,000. You get what I'm saying? It just depends on how well you do with it. Bro, is your Chase still good with the EIN? No, remember they closed my Chase account. They closed my Chase account about last year. I had a bank account. I had a bank account with them for like a year and a half, and they just closed out of nowhere. Thanks for asking that. Peace of treaty and friendship in WBABN works. No fear tax for real. Oh, that sound good, family. That sound good right there. How much would you charge for process of probation removal? I don't deal with probation removals because that's a waiver of rights. You know, I'm a family. I always told you guys, remember, everything as far as this jurisdiction goes, we dealing with contract law. And when you deal with contract law, you got to understand one thing and one thing only. Once you've signed a waiver to waive your rights at any moment, whether that be a waiver of jury trial, whether that be a waiver to get to be on child support, whether that be a waiver to get on probation, whether that be a waiver to even go to the military. If you agree to waive rights, you do not have rights. There's no remedy while after you contract yourself out and waive all constitutional rights. That's just my stance on it. I know most people might be thinking different, but if you waive your rights, you waive them. You just got to go through the process of getting off. Then you start all the way back over, fresh human being. So if you say you don't want to do probation, then what? If you don't want to do probation, you just pretty much don't want to do probation. But the only thing that might hinder you is you still have contracts with the state. You still sign a waiver to agree to be on probation. So I'm gonna tell you this, right? Probation is not the same as parole. I'm gonna tell you something, right? So let's just say if you become a non-citizen national while on probation, right? You get the do not detain list, passport, and etc. And you take and you end up missing your probation, meetings or whatever the case might be, and then they looking for you. Let's just say you in another state and they locate you. They bring you back to your new state. Now probation is not like parole. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna take you into court. They're gonna violate you, and they're gonna sentence you up to the amount of the case that you're fighting. So let's just say if your case carry up to 10 years, they can sentence you from the lowest to the highest on whatever they're gonna sentence you, and they could take you in and just give you that sentence, and you gotta do parole time. Now parole, on the other hand, if you was to do that on parole and you end up getting on the do not detain list or whatever, and you cancel all contracts with the state, now parole different. Parole, you'll be listed as an absconder. Now, if they don't find you within the time of your parole, they're gonna dismiss the parole unsatisfactory. I had a friend; he was on parole. Once he got out of prison, he didn't show up to the parole, to meet his parole officer. So they issue a warrant out for his arrest for being an absconder. But he was out of state around the time this was going. I think he was in Iowa. So while he was in Iowa, they didn't do an extradition because at that time a parole warrant is not a bench warrant. People mix those two up. That means the parole board is after you, not the courts, not the court system, right? So when he had the absconder, it was only within the state. So he was out of in a whole another state. So all he did was not really deal with Illinois. And so the time where his parole actually ended, right before his parole ended, they deleted all of his records, like, delete his profile, like his MA profile from IDOC, and his parole was violated unsatisfactory. Now this is the problem. If he ever go to prison in Illinois again, he probably won't be able to be eligible for parole. They'll want all of their time. So that's the big difference. That'd be the big difference right there. Just contact me, family. 224-463-1848. Anytime y'all want anything, just contact me. Let me see. Oh man. Yeah, let me see, family. My my partner in prison, they said he needed an address to be released. I would have gave their ass rural free delivery. That's the address. And that's crazy. The parole board is gonna check with that address before you even get out. Now they might not, really go to the property or whatever, but they're gonna see if that property is eligible to be released for parole. At. you know. If it was me, I'd just skip out parole. Soon I get to where I'm going, take my passport and leave the country the same day and never show back up in America again until the parole become terminated. Once the parole terminated, I'll come back to the States. That's all you really got to do. And he taught me that. He just did it, and I found out by myself. I'm like, they put it as unsatisfactory, so he didn't have to do his parole time. He was out of state. He was catching cases out there, but it wasn't no extradition or nothing because it wasn't a bench warrant. It was a parole warrant. So what he needs to do? My partner in prison, they said he needed an address. Oh, well, tell him he can give any address. You can get an address to an old house you used to live at. They're not going to know. Now, in the parole officer usually don't show up until 3 days after you get out. So y'all need if you don't have a passport, I don't know what to tell him. But if your partner got a passport, I would tell him I'll leave the country ASAP. So I'm and I'll never show back up in America until it's over with. That'd be my plan. I would never in my life do parole time ever again. I did it one time. I was about 19 years old, but I wouldn't do it on probation again. No, no, no. I love my barcode number. Bro, they don't even have IDs. Oh, they fuck. Yeah, you better get a passport. You better have somebody apply for a passport form or something. Without IDs, how you gonna leave the country? You can't just, unless you're gonna sneak overseas like the Cubans do. That's the only way I can see it. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I saw your video with the police truck. I'm living this. I know it's get real. Give that passport. You live in the Republic. Facts. Facts, family. Facts. That's true right there. You do, and you can't live with other convicts and they check up on you. Yep. Yep. If you live in anybody who got a felony or a felon, you can't live in the same house. He got existing contracts. That's going to hurt. I live in Texas. They have their own laws here. Correct. Risk cooks. Yep. You in the best state, family. You in the best state. They live in the streets so I can do their passports. They're in prison. Yeah. Make sure you get their passports done. Because I know Florida don't do parole. They do probation. So they're going to end up getting a bench warrant. I don't know how, I know Florida said that's a non-parole state. Florida is one of the states that don't have a parole system. They have only probation. And probation is court. That means through the bench. So you will always have a bench warrant. That's going to be the flip side. People down until they got to give their license up. That's crazy. No, they ain't nothing but a contract, family. They ain't nothing but a contract. We sure don't need that contracts. Oh, so family, this is the most important thing, right? Before I get up off here, right? So these are the things that I offer, family. I'm trying to see if I can locate it right now, right? Because I know a lot of people on live been asking me what do I offer and what things is. So let me see, can I find it real quick? Let me see, can I find it? Notes. Yeah, let me go to notes. Oh, I don't even have it on here. Okay, so I know I can remember the whole thing. So number one, my status correction, right? So I offer status correction. I pretty much teach you how to correct your status and your passport to become a non-citizen national. Now, that process comes with my other process. That means how to get out of contracts with the state. Because I don't just do it like sloppy like that. You get what I'm saying? I'll try to make sure that people get both. Because if you get one, I at least want you to understand the other one. Even if you choose not to cancel contracts, I still want you to know exactly how jurisdiction is obtained most of the time, or even a presumption of jurisdiction. Because just because you go to court, just because they charge you with a crime, does not 100% prove jurisdiction, right? But I do how to get out of contracts and how to correct your status. That's 200. I do how to sell on Amazon, right? How to sell on Amazon pretty much covers you know, how to list on Amazon, what products I sell on Amazon, how much you can make on Amazon. I do the whole 9 yards, right? I even show y'all how to snipe listings. That means I pretty much take a listing, a popular listing, and see how much it's sold for, and use that same listing and find a supplier for that same listing and make money strictly off that listing right there. That's how you call sniping a listing. Also, I teach you how to, you know, add your own products, your own brands, and etc. Right? So that's 150, right? So I also got the EIN process, right? The EIN process is just part one of the whole fact, right? So I pretty much teach you how to build a personal credit profile using your EIN number. I pretty much show you how to add accounts to your EIN profile. I teach you how to go ahead and how to, you know, how to add trade lines on the EIN profile. I teach you how to go ahead and put the primaries on the EIN. I teach you how to get a bank account with the EIN, and that's only part one. But in part two and part three, because that's the full EIN package, that's when I teach you how to build up your EIN profile. I teach you how to put your credit at a 90% approval rate. I teach you how to after I teach you how to put your credit at a 90% approval rate, what else I'll show you? I show you how to get a bank account with your EIN. I teach you how to get a job with your EIN. I teach you how to get an apartment with your EIN, right? And that process with that, and plus I have the EIN part three. Now that also show you, that's really how to enhance your profile. So that means like adding trade lines, adding primary accounts. Because if you're not adding primary accounts like trade lines, I mean like not trade lines, but if you're not adding installment accounts, or if you're not adding real strong revolving accounts to the banks, you're gonna look like a high risk borrower. So you know when I had my EIN number and I started from scratch, I started the whole thing from scratch. From scratch. Like I didn't put no enhancements on it. And the reason why I ain't put no enhancements on it, because you gotta understand, when I was building my second EIN, I was milking off my first one. So the first one was already getting milked. So I had about 3, 4 credit cards on the first one. So the second one, I wasn't really trying to build it at first. I just had bank accounts with it and stuff like that, but I really wasn't doing anything with it. So after that being said, right? Um, that's the one I was mainly using, the first EIN. But then the first EIN got a little messed up. Then I went over to do the second EIN. But while I was doing the second one, the first one was getting cleaned out. Because even though my EIN got messed up, I still went and disputed some of those accounts, got those accounts strictly off my credit profile, right? So for my full EIN package, it's 300, right? So some people might ask me about how to report credit to all 3 credit bureaus, right? So I got a process where I teach people how to report credit to all 3 credit bureaus, right? Now, let me explain something. When I teach you guys about how to report credit to all 3 credit bureaus, this is not for individuals. This is not if you're a regular person and you just say, hey, I want to report credit. This is for actual companies, people who got real brick and mortar buildings, people who actually have websites and etc. Because remember, by you doing the whole process with learning how to report credit, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion can visit your office at any time. And before they hand and before they actually giving you before they actually give you a data furnisher agreement, they're gonna want to make sure that all of that stuff is intact. So your website got to be up, your business articles of incorporated got to be up, your business license got to be up, everything got to be up because they serious and they very strategic. It's very strict on who they allow to be their data furnisher. Because if you just reporting inaccurate stuff all the time and you reporting frivolous stuff, of course they're gonna kick you off from being there. And also they very picky at first. So at first they very picky. They not just gonna just say, hey, yeah, you want to report credit, come on to the team. No, they're going to do a full verification, full business suite before they even approve you, even before they even consider you to even be a data furnisher, right? So that process for me to teach you that to report credit is only 200. What else? Lien release, right? So I got a process where I teach people how to get a lien release off their vehicles, right? Now, I know most people try to say, oh, do you send in the bills of exchange? No, I do not subscribe to that stuff. I don't follow that stuff. I follow a whole different method, right? But I teach people how to get a lien release off their vehicles. I teach them how to go about it. I teach them what strategy to come up with, and pretty much when you go through the process and you follow the methods, your lender might release the lien. Like I say, even if they don't release it directly to you, it's still other ways you can go about getting a lien release. You can apply for a new title online and get a lien release. You can do a million things to get a lien release. Now, instantly it always doesn't work all the time due to the fact that if you go through a finance company versus a bank, it's not the same. So people come to me and say, "Oh, well, they didn't release the lien. Who is your lender?" GM Financial. You didn't get a bank loan. You got a finance company. You went through a finance company. You cannot mix up a finance company with a bank. And I be telling people, do not mix up a finance company with a bank. You get what I'm saying? So um that process 150, right? To teach you how to get a lien release. At first, I was going to include how to avoid from skip tracing and everything like that, but I made a video on that. So if anybody want to know how to have their vehicles from repossession, if you want to learn everything about skip tracing and how banks find debtors, and if you want to learn about what research they do and everything like that, I got a video. Type into Quannex how to avoid skip tracing, right? That's done, right? And then I got another process right now. This is my all processes. My all processes is everything that I mentioned: how to get out of contracts with the state, how to become a non-citizen, how to sell on Amazon, how to create a credit profile using an EIN number, full package EIN profile, like learn how to build the whole thing, how to get a lien release on your vehicles, how to report credit to all three credit bureaus. That whole entire package is 500. Now, that all of my packages all come with consultation. So anytime you want a consultation, or if you bought a course from me, you're going to get a consultation. So anytime you say, "Hey, I want a consultation because I want to clarify some things," you can give me a call. Or if you say, "Hey, I want a consultation because I'm confused on something," just give me a call, right? Or if you call me if I'm busy, I say, "Okay, we can just set up a time." Okay. Then I got my full mentorship. My mentorship is like the holy grail. You get all of my processes, but you also get unlimited consultations. So you don't get one, two, three consultations. You get as many as you need until you complete the task, right? So all of my Zooms is free to those who got my full mentorship. My full mentorship is 1,500. That's my full everything. Whether you find a criminal case, whether you want to strictly deal with credit, whether you want to build your credit profile out. If you're strictly worried about credit, you can build credit, whatever you want to do. And so to contact me for that, it is 224-463-1848. And that's a list of all of my processes. I will make a separate video strictly talking about it just so you guys would know that's what I offer. All of those courses. If you want to contact me, just text me, say, "Hey, Taquan, send me your list." My list got all of my instructions on there on how you can get it. And you can contact me at 224-463-1848. Again, it is 224-463-1848. Guys, I just don't want to see anyone lose it. Can you still use the trust and discharge? No. Because remember, this is what people got to understand. You're not discharging the actual debt just to go through the company. You are discharging the debt from your credit report. Because once it's taken off your credit report, there's no debt. Only thing they're gonna do is send you what, letters? If it's deleted, it's deleted. I think that's the big confusion too, because people go around and they say discharging debt. The only thing that shows that you have debt is on your credit report. If that gets deleted, then it's gone. Oh, another thing, right, family? And so this is for those who got socials, right? So this is another process. I never mentioned it, right? So this process costs 200. This is my checking credit criteria. And what I teach you when it comes to checking your credit criteria, I teach you all factors of credit, everything that the banks look at in order to prove a person application. That would be your that would be installment accounts, that would be revolving accounts, teaching the difference between an installment and a revolving account, teaching you everything about utilization. I also teach you how to make a dispute to the credit bureaus. And when you make a dispute to the credit bureaus, you pretty much learning how to put in FTC reports, you know how to put in police reports. Also, I go into teaching you about how to add certain primaries on your account. And if you want to up your score, let's just say if you want to have credit score 2, I teach you how to add trade lines. Because remember, when you're dealing with the social, of course, it's 10 times easier because you don't have to go through so much verification. You don't have to try merge. You don't have to add nothing on there to to let them know that to make everything in public records because they already recognize you because the number is recognized because it's a social security number. But for those who using the EIN number, that's a separate profile. So of course you got to learn how to really set up your EIN the correct way. And it don't take a long time to build up an EIN just to let people know. But I know it's people out there with good credit scores, and I say, hey, why are you not using your social? They say, hey, I just wanted to use the EIN. But you can get rich using your social too. The thing about it is, I just think most people just misappropriating it. Most people don't understand uh, what to look for. Nobody understand how to really borrow money. So many people get caught up into this whole game. I mean, this whole system with using their social, but they don't really know how to use it. And that'd be the main problem. Nobody know how to go into the bank and go grab $50,000. Nobody know how to walk into a credit union and ask them for $65,000 on a credit card. Nobody know how to do that. And so everybody keep falling for these games. I'm like, you can make yourself a millionaire using your social alone. When I went through these banking institutions, they was giving out that money. Remember, I told you I started with a $3,000 credit limit. I bumped that $3,000 credit limit over 30 days to $27,500. And over 30 days, I'm gonna say it was over 30 days or 30 to 40 days, something like that. And you talking about 3,000 to 27,500. That like you get what I'm saying, family? Like you can do it. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. If you've never been in the US. Yeah, family. Yeah, family. So it's just about knowing how to use your social because you can use either or your social or your EIN number. I ran it up more with the EIN than the social because I just started with my social and I put on some major accounts. So the social is going to surpass the EIN. I'm already knowing the social is going to surpass the EIN. Bro, seems like you're a smart guy, but you are trying to take shortcuts. It catches up to you. Taking shortcuts is just understanding loopholes, family. There's no such thing as a shortcut. If a person had a legitimate business that they opened up for 2 years, right, and they could be making $30,000 a year, that same business owner can go to every bank, every store, every corporation and ask for a line of credit. You can go to Lowe's and ask for a line of credit. You can go to Home Depot, ask for a line of credit. You can go to Citibank and ask for a line of credit. You can go to Navy Federal and ask for a line of credit. And after you ask for a line of credit, if you did credit stacking, you probably be somewhere in the 90,000 range. And if you're in the $90,000 range, you can liquidate all of those, all of the credit cards and then whatever you want to do with it. Let's just say if you want to buy real estate, let's say if you want to buy a business investment, you can do that. Most people don't understand money. That's why they way behind. You got people who have mom and pop stores, people who have local stores and have very small businesses because they are small minded. They don't understand how super rich think. So when people look at companies like Toll Brothers, they look at companies like TriPoint, they look at companies like Walmart and Target. Walmart, Target, everything in their store is borrowed. Everything in their store is through a line of credit. When you go to every dealership in any state, whether you go to uh, Ford Auto or Toyota, if you go into there, what do they have? A floor plan. They have a floor plan. They mean what? They have a line of credit on every vehicle you see in there. So whether you're looking at a 2023 Mercedes-Benz, a 2024 G-Wagon, a 2021 Dodge Ram, whether you're looking at a 2024 Mustang, all corporations borrow money. And you probably as a local business owner, you was probably taught, I got to work hard. I got to sweat for it. I got to break my back. I have to really be so strategic and I have to wait a long time. But there's people in this world who's waking up literally borrowing $100,000. You probably never make that in 10 years. And you got to understand the game. And so when I go around and I tell people credit is a game, it's actually a game because this is the only time in any monetary system where a person can get access to capital just off of a digital screen. That's a fucking game. It was a time when you had to work for credit. It was a time you had to work for money. It was a time you had to stress and struggle and work to the end of your bones to get money. But now, when you're in a situation where you can just literally punch in dots on the internet, on the digital screen, and this digital screen can reflect back something that you've been approved for $100,000 through digital things, and they send you a damn card, and you connecting that card to another digital machine. It's a game. And so, knowing me, I knew how to play the game. When I went to Navy and just applied for a vehicle, and they gave me 75,000, I mean, not 75,000, 68,900. And I went right back and applied for another loan. No, 69,000 first, 68,900 the second time. When I went to them and asked for 69,000, they just gave it to me. And they printed it out through a machine. They printed out my check through a damn printer. They said, and they did like this. Look, they did like this. Look, they printed it out for me. They was like, he literally got a stamp. He said, he signed his name, stamped it again, grabbed another thing. I created you money. Go. Just like that. I'm like, what? Shit is a game. You get what I'm saying? A game. And so when you're dealing with these oxymoron United States citizens, they don't understand it. That's why everybody, including your bankers, getting over on you. The multi corporations, these big corporations, the malls, the social media outlets, the online outlets, getting over on y'all. You know, they told you to work hard for money, but you don't understand the system. The same way with laws and everything like that. The same way when you gotta go get a driver's license or a state ID, that shit is commercial, y'all. They building up revenue. People told me, said, how do you have, he said, look, he said this, he said, how is it that I have to pay for registration and a license and you don't have to do the same thing? Maybe because you are an idiot. And then they don't want to hear that. The same way when you see a lot of people in the streets marching and they say, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. And you don't understand this one thing. Every corporation transfer the tax liability over to the customer. So taxes is being paid. So check this out. I'm gonna tell you something. You go to McDonald's, the coffee is $1. The subtotal is $1.11. That 11 cents is the taxes that the rich is paying. You paid the damn tax, not them. You get what I'm saying? And so you can't tell these idiots nothing. You get what I'm saying? So you're not understanding the system that you're living in. It's all rigged, family. It's a game. And so when I say the credit system is a game, it's a game. The court system is a game. This fake judicial system is the game. This fiat currency is the game. Because it's not real. We all living in a simulation. So when we keep going over the same thing, and I'm keep explaining the same thing, I might be wording it different. The language might come out different, but it's all the same thing. And so many people don't understand money. Many people don't know how to borrow money. If you was to ask a billionaire right now, I'm about to get rich, I have $1,000 I'm about to invest. He asks you, is that your money? And you will say, yes. You're going to lose. And you say, what? You're going to lose. You mean to tell me you are using your own money to invest into something, and that's your only own money? Yes. You're going to lose. Why would you think you will win? How can you compete with me and I can borrow $1 million? How? So, you would be like the chump. You'll be getting like the chump change. He working on 11, probably 120 development properties. And you still on one little house that you probably building up and renting it out, hoping that the tenants make a payment on. You get what I'm saying? So you got to understand, knowledge is everything, especially in a world like this, because right now we're in a position where everybody can win. Like so many people can win, but most people just brainwash, and that's how you keep the system going. Because as long as you ignorant and you able to feed into the system, it's gonna put a hurdle on you instantly. When people's like this, man, I work hard for my money. I work hard. I go to work every single day for 12 hours and break every bone in my body to get my paycheck. They're giving you debt. That's what they're giving you. They're not giving you money. They're giving you debt. And that's when you learn everything is a damn game. And that's why I keep playing the credit game. Okay, give me this, give me that, give me this. It's all digital. It's all digital. It's all a game. So I don't, it's just like that. And most people not adapting to it because they still living in the older age. Now you got, I don't know how old people is. If you Generation X and over, 9 times out of 10, you was born in a generation where if you was a plumber, if you was an electrician, you was like the doctor today. You was the lawyer, you was the banker, you was the Tesla. If you was back in those days. But these is not those days. This is not the day where you driving a tractor and that tractor is like the Maybach or the Bentley today. It's not the same. It's a whole different generation. It's not the same generation where grandma and all of that grew fruits and vegetables in the backyard and you pulled them out the ground and fed your family. This is not that generation, family. This is a whole different generation. This is a whole nother monetary system. These people is printing money. Once you just get that through your mind, they are printing money. You see this paper? They are printing this and giving to you and you working for it. Won't you feel like a fool? Won't you feel won't you feel like I'm getting scammed? Like you really don't think that. Like I'm getting scammed. I am working for paper. Nothing, it has no intrinsic value. So why wouldn't I use the system as a game? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to borrow $500,000 to borrow $500,000 to take that money and borrow some more money? Like it wouldn't make sense to save it or hold on to it because it has no real value. Gold has real value. Your family has real value. Land has real value. Um, you know, a dog is probably worth more than this paper dollar today. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth anything today. And so everything that we're dealing with today, it's a debt-based system. It's a debt-based system. And since you're dealing with a debt-based system, everything that they extend to you is credit. Would you pay them back? Of course you can pay them back. Why not pay them back? If I chose not to, it's fine as well. Because look, I'm gonna tell you this. Whether you pay them back or not, I'm gonna tell you this. Whether you pay the banks back or not, the banks still win. I have a student, right? They have a vehicle that they didn't pay back, over a $70,000 vehicle. The banks charged it off. Guess what that is? That's considered a write-off. They written off the vehicle. By them writing off the entire vehicle, it's over with. The bank's not calling police. The bank's not reporting a theft. The bank's not doing none of that. They say, hey, write off, bad debt, get the money right back. They win. And if you want to pay it off, congratulations. You paid it off. So regardless of not, they get the money back. So that's just like if you had all the water in the world and a person, you lend water to a person and basically he has literally a machine that makes water. Do you think it matters if he give you back the water? No. You get what I'm saying? No, it does not matter if he give you back the water. You probably just want the water just to see if he's stupid enough to pay you back. If he pay you back the water, okay. If you don't pay you back the water, it's okay. If you pay the banks back, it's okay. If you don't pay the banks back, it's okay. Because they never lose. The only people lose is y'all. I guarantee you this. I'm gonna tell you this. If you was to borrow $100,000 personal loan from Wells Fargo, and if you didn't pay them back, they will charge off that debt and have that money back instantly. I guarantee you, the only person, if you wasn't smart, the only person will win in that situation is the bank. They gave you money. You messed up on the money that they gave you. You can't pay them back, and they somehow got that money that you couldn't pay back. Think about it. Think about it. Look, you borrowed $100,000 from the bank. So that means something was taken from the bank. You couldn't repay the bank back that 100,000. And now that same banking institution that you borrowed from wrote off the debt. That means they declared it as a loss. And they get that back as a full tax credit because they declared it as a loss on their taxes. And that same debt that was bad for the bank because you didn't pay it back, now becomes refundable back to the bank. And you lose everything because you probably was done with the money. You probably went to the club, bought a car, whatever the case might be. And all they did was throw it on your credit report. They don't care about it. And then they just hire a cheap collection agency. Hey, we don't care about the debt. Uh, let's settle with us something. Just tell them we'll give them 15. Just tell them to give us 15 grand. We'll take that. Send our sons off to a vacation. Just like that, family. It's just like that. That's the system that we living in. Yeah. That's the system that we living in, family. That's it. So you borrowed that much from the bank, and at the end of the day, they the only one that's win, not you. You pay the banks back, that's good. But regardless or not, they never gonna lose. That's the thing about the system and the matrix. The matrix was only designed for the people in power to be empowered. So regardless or not, they never take a financial fall. The only people gonna take the fall is the people who don't understand. That's gonna be the debtor. The United States citizen, the debtor, whoever the case might be, the taxpayer is all gonna take liability. Who you think is responsible for this whole entire national debt? Hardworking people. You think Elon Musk is responsible for the nation's debt? You think Donald Trump is responsible for the nation's debt? You think all of these billionaires and millionaires is responsible for this nation's debt? No, no, not at all. Not at all. They transfer the debt over to the consumer. That's what every corporation do. You can go to Amazon right now and buy a package, and they're gonna tell you the product price, shipping price, tax price. All taxes are transferred over to the consumer. I bet you couldn't buy nothing, and they say 12% off because we have to pay the taxes on it. I guarantee you, corporations go in a war the next morning. Because, and I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy. Not only do we have to be responsible for the tax bill for the corporation. So, say if you buy a car for $100,000 and the taxes on it was $9,000, the corporation who you pay taxes to, when they go and file their taxes for the end of the year, when they get a refund back, did you know they getting all that damn money back that you paid? So that $9,000 that you put towards buying the vehicle is going back to that same corporation, and they keep all the money. Y'all never looked at it like that? That's all it was. When the rich transfer the tax, when the government told the rich to transfer the tax liability over to the consumer. And so all tax liability get transferred over to the consumer. That's why I try my best to tell people I don't want to pay taxes. So I go to Home Depot, I say I'm tax exempt, give them my reason why. They just put in the system. They say Native American and clear me. I went to Ross, they cleared me. I went to Burlington, they cleared me. All of the stores, I try my best to get tax exempt. Even when I go to the Apple store, I try to get tax exempt. But I know how to get tax exempt on the corporate side too, because I got a business, TW Online Selling. And so I just go in there with my resale certificate. It got my tax exemption number on there. They put the tax exemption number for my retail certificate, and they just tax exempt me anytime I do a business transaction. Yep. Yep. Correct. Jay Nelson. Yep. You speaking there. Yep. Yes, sir. How to borrow. I got a couple videos on that, family. Enhance your credit profile, understand the bank that you're dealing with, and you can borrow just like that. Yeah, family. So, all right, family. Look, anybody want to contact me, any services you need, just give me a call or contact me, whatever the case might be. Contact me at 224-463-1848. Again, my phone number is 224-463-1848, family. Peace and love, y'all. Good night, y'all. Blessings to y'all. Give me a call if y'all want to. Text me. If y'all don't want to text me, it's okay, family. Peace and love to everybody. I'm out.